Diolch yn fawr, croeso I chi. Delighted to be hosting this vegetable summit. You know, it's such an important event. And because this is one of 3 summits occurring simultaneously in London, Edinburgh, and here in Cardiff. And this is all about promoting vegetable consumption across the UK. We know we're not eating enough vegetables in Wales, and we had a recent survey where only a quarter of the people who were spoken to reported eating their 5 a day the previous day. And we know that there are many people who never eat vegetables, ever. And this obviously has a really serious impact on their health. So we know that there are 20,000 premature deaths a year linked to lack of vegetable consumption across the UK. But we also know that one of the drivers around the epidemics of diabetes, cancer, and heart disease are driven by people's diets, which are obviously linked to the obesity levels. If people are eating all the wrong foods and they're not doing any exercise, there is an inevitable consequence, which is really serious. So this is a public health emergency, and we need to be working across all areas of government and all areas of the private and public sector to tackle this major public health problem, because otherwise we are simply going to bankrupt the NHS. So we have to re-engineer the food system to promote more vegetable consumption and to get people understanding where vegetables come from and why they're so delicious. So it's great to see so many people from across the food system spending time here today in this summit, because that is a real commitment for change. I'd particularly like to invite us all to thank our sponsors who've made today's event possible, and that is Puffin Produce, Castle Howell Foods, and the Welsh Government. So I wonder if we can just give them a clap. And I just want to thank everybody who's been associated with the Peas Please initiative, of which this is the culmination so far. Before I introduce your chair for this afternoon, I just want to say that at 1:20 a bell will go, and another one at 1:25, and that is because Assembly members need to go and take part in the plenary, which is starting at 1:30. And I just wanted to tell you that question 4 to the First Minister is my question, which is, how is the Welsh Government using public procurement to drive up horticulture production in Wales? Because this is a major issue. 80% of our vegetable production across the UK is imported. And in the context of Brexit, that's a pretty serious issue. Anyway, so you can look on social media to find out what his response is. It is my great pleasure to introduce your chair for this afternoon, who is Catherine Bown, who is a fantastic advocate of vegetables. She has worked for Unilever, she's worked for the NHS, she's worked for DEFRA in the course of her career, and until recently she was Chief Executive of the UK Food Standards Agency. So what she doesn't know about food is probably not worth knowing. And she's also, she does what she says. She's a vegetable grower and eater. This year, mainly tomatoes and broad beans from her garden in Abergavenny. But she's also made a wonderful brooch, which you'll now see. Catherine.